Hey, Sam here, and today I want to show you one of my favorite things to make with sourdough discard when fall rolls around, and that is my sourdough pumpkin muffins. This is a really easy recipe, and it's a great way to use up your sourdough discard. That way you don't have to actually discard it. So get your oven preheating to 375 degrees, grab a large mixing bowl, and let's begin. First thing you'll want to add to your mixing bowl is 1 cup of pumpkin puree. This is not pumpkin pie filling. They're usually sold in similar cans right next to each other, so make sure you get the right stuff. And unlike many of my recipes where we need to blot the water out of the pumpkin, you do not need to do that today. We actually want that water to give us nice fluffy muffins. We're also going to add a 1/2 cup or 110 grams of sourdough discard. Now, if you want to use like active sourdough instead, you can do that with this recipe. Just stir it down before measuring it if you're using a measuring cup, or just weigh it and you'll use 110 grams. Weighing is honestly the best way to make any baked good, so that would be my recommendation. We're also going to add a 1/2 cup of melted unsalted butter. This is 113 grams. Shouldn't be crazy hot or too warm or anything. It should be melted. We will also add a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. This is 100 grams. And a 1/3 cup or 67 grams of firmly packed light brown sugar. We're going to stir everything together, get this nicely combined. Oh, I almost forgot. We're also going to add our pumpkin pie spice here. This is a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. I like adding it with my melted butter and wet ingredients instead of saving it to add with the dry ingredients later on. This just gives us a better, richer flavor. All right, we want this to be nice and uniform. Scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. All right, and once that's looking nicely combined, we're going to crack a single large egg. I do recommend a room temperature egg just because it's going to incorporate into the batter a little bit better. Crack that. Go ahead and add this. Sure, Luke, come on. Guest appearance today, special guest appearance. Luke, do you know what we're making?
Pumpkin muffins.
Very good. The next thing we need to add is 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Do you want to hold this?
Yeah.
And I'll add it and you can pour it in. Homemade vanilla is great. Go ahead and add that. Okay.
I'll just smell it.
You can actually smell it after you pour it. See, because the smell stays. All right, we'll do the next one. Go ahead, dump that in. See those black specks in there? Mm-hmm. Those are from the vanilla beans. They add a ton of flavor. Let me break up this egg a little bit, but did you want to mix everything?
Yeah.
Go ahead and mix that up. All right, let me take a look at this. That looks pretty good. Let me scrape the sides and bottom because we want everything nicely incorporated. This looks great. Okay, new mixing bowl for our dry ingredients. And Luke, could you add the flour to that? Oh, actually I have it right here. You can go ahead and add this. This is 1 1/4 or 156 grams of all-purpose flour, along with a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of baking soda. And finally, a 1/2 teaspoon of table salt. All right, when we are combining dry ingredients, we need to get them nicely incorporated. Luke, if you want to whisk those together, you can go ahead and do that. That's why we do the dry ingredients separately. That way we make sure the baking powder, baking soda, the leavening agents are well incorporated with the flour and you're not getting like a clumpy batter. So the next step, if you want to pick this up, we're going to add all of that flour mixture right into the bowl. Perfect. All right, and we're going to mix this gently. We're going to fold the ingredients together. When you're making like a quick bread or a muffin like this one, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overwork the ingredients because you could end up with like dense, rubbery muffins. That's why we're not using an electric mixer or a stand mixer. We just want to be nice and gentle. So Luke, what we do is we fold, and you're basically doing that. And while Luke is mixing that together, I'm just going to get our topping. So over here, I have a tablespoon of granulated sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon just mixed together. This is going to go on top of our muffin batter. If you wanted to add like chocolate chips or something here, I think that would be totally fine.
I want to, Mom.
Well, we're not going to today, but I'm just telling the people watching at home, but I bet you do want to. You have excellent taste. Next thing we're going to do is divide this into our muffin tin. So I want these muffins to be a little bit taller than your average muffin, just have a little bit more height. So instead of dividing them into a 12-count muffin tin, I'm only going to fill like 9 or 10 liners instead. And an ice cream scoop or like a giant cookie scoop works great for doing this. Now with some of my muffins, I will let the batter rest before I bake them. You can do that with these. I didn't find it made as much of a difference to like warrant me telling you to let the batter sit for 30 minutes before baking it. But for those of you who like sourdough and like to let it like ferment in the fridge, you can let the batter sit covered overnight in the fridge before baking it. They bake up great that way. All right, Luke, I'm going to have you help me sprinkle the cinnamon sugar over top the muffins. Good. I'll help you with some of them, Luke. We're gonna use all of the cinnamon sugar. This kind of makes them taste, it gives them kind of like a donut feel to me. It makes me think of like a pumpkin donut muffin. And then just do that last little bit. All right, these are going to head into the center rack of our 375 Fahrenheit preheated oven. They need to bake for about 19, 20 minutes, a little less time if you are baking them, if you're baking 12. I would check them at 17 minutes. I recommend using a toothpick to test that they're done. Just insert it in the center of the muffin. It should come out clean or with a few moist crumbs. After these muffins have baked, we're going to let them cool in the pan for like 5 minutes. And then after that, we're going to carefully remove them from the tin onto a cooling rack to cool completely. I just use a knife to gently pry them up and move them. And removing them from the tin, after only a couple minutes is important because otherwise the bottoms of the muffin liners can get really soggy and greasy from sitting there, and we don't want that. Plus, they could end up over baking. So, a bunch of reasons. If you try this, let me know what you think, and let me know if you want to see more sourdough recipes, because I'm trying to figure out what else I should film for you guys. I want to make what you want to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. All right, that what you want? What do you think? It was good? I haven't even tried mine yet.
I made this one myself.
You did it. You made all of them, buddy. How many stars?
10 million more than their hardest face.
Wow. How many do you give it?
10 million more than their hardest face.
Well, thank you guys. That's pretty good. I think they're pretty good.
He's folding the ingredients. You said fold it, and he started folding it.
Yeah, he did.
Like, that's what he's doing.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Good job, Luke. Luke maintained his composure.
10 gazillion and 88.
It's a good muffin, huh? Well, thank you for your help.
Yummy.